Good YouTube, we're back again with another video, and today we got a new video content. Now first up, come back off a hiatus. It's been a minute since I actually edited and recorded a video, and just life. This is what I do on the side. YouTube is just what I do on the side, but I have a new video idea today. We're gonna do fight breakdowns. What is fight breakdowns? Fight breakdowns, we're gonna do fantasy fights, we're gonna do prospect fights, and we're gonna do actual fights we wanna see. And we're gonna do fights that happen, and we're just gonna break them down round by round. So today we're doing Gervonta Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. Here's the tail of the tape. See, now, Gervonta Davis from Baltimore, Shakur's from Newark, but I'm not gonna be biased today. I'm not. And I wasn't even biased in the first place. I really love both of them as a fighter. You know, I've watched Tank, Shakur. I've seen Shakur fight in person, but I've seen Tank on pay-per-view. And Tank is a very good fighter, knockout puncher. Shakur is a slick southpaw fighter. You know, I love both of them, but they both have their flaws. And yeah, we're gonna exploit that today. And I think I would be good to break them down because I really, really, really know boxing in the sweet time. So yeah. Hit that follow button, subscribe, and like the video, show some support. And yeah, we're gonna have more fight breakdowns. Let me know what fight breakdown you guys want to see. The fight could already happen. It could have been two prospects like Keyshawn Davis versus Abdullah Mason. Who knows? And we could do fantasy fights also. But yeah. Okay, and before we start this breakdown, I'd like to say I'm gonna do this non-biased because I ain't gonna lie. I love both of them kind of equally, but I'm more excited when I'm actually not even gonna say nothing. But let's do this. So we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna score it based off of three things: opponents, skill, and what's the last one? And popularity. So boom, popularity, Tank. Obviously, Tank is more popular than Shakur right now. Shakur is Olympic champion. Tank is a 3-division champ, but Shakur is a 4-division. No, he's 3-division champ too. They're both 3 divisions. So boom, Shakur Stevenson. Let's start off with Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is 22-0. He is a slick southpaw. He's a very good fighter. He's from Newark. I've seen him fight before, and a lot of the stuff that he does with his defense, he uses his defense a lot more than his offense. He uses his offense to like get out the way of shots and then come back with fire. But I feel as though the best Shakur is not 135 Shakur. It's 130 Shakur. That fighting Oscar Valdez, that Jamel Herring, he just doesn't have the same stuff at 135. He's naturally a 130 pounder in my opinion, because he could lose weight and drop. I feel like his weight, he walks around probably around 140 in the 40s, not even in the 50s. He's 5'8", but he's not. He's probably like the same height as Devin, I think. But Devin be walking around at like 170, 160s. You know, and Shakur is able to maneuver a lot of shots. So we're gonna see his last fight against Artem. We're gonna look at the highlights right now. Okay, so Shakur Stevenson from Newark. This is his last fight in July against Artem. So Shakur, I ain't gonna lie. Before when I seen this fight, I was expecting him to stop this dude, but he put on a masterclass though. But still, the De Los Santos fight was worse than this though. I ain't gonna lie. Now Shakur has kind of brittle hands. He broke his hand in training camp last time, so he couldn't get the stop. I don't think he could get the stoppage because of that reason. But we're gonna see at 130 how good he was compared to right now. But he's still good, but he needs a little bit more development, in my opinion. But he's definitely one of the most talented fighters right now. Okay, so now we're gonna go on to Gervonta's last fight against Frank Martin. Gervonta Davis is one of the most exciting fighters. There's 3 goats right now, in my opinion. No, there's like 5 good. There are 5 of my favorite fighters: Tank, Usyk, Bivol. Tank Usyk Bevel, Tim Tszyu, Earl Spence and Boots. Those are my favorite fighters, in my opinion. Those are my favorite fighters right now. Those are the most exciting fighters. Tim Tszyu, oh my god, those guys make me excited to watch boxing. No glaze, but I ain't gonna lie. When I look at Gervonta Davis' story and Shakur Stevenson's story, I want to become a better fighter. So we're gonna look at this fight: Gervonta Davis versus Frank Martin. This was his comeback fight after a layoff against Ryan Garcia. Now, I don't like to look at the Ryan Garcia versus Tank fight was not that good to me. I didn't really enjoy it as much as this fight. This fight was a lot better, and this is one of one of his best fights since the another fight that's good. Another fight that's very, 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 very good is the Tank versus Hector Garcia fight. That fight is up there. That's better than the Ryan Garcia fight, in my opinion. This Tank was able to show his skill set. And I don't think Tank has had a bad performance yet. Unlike Shakur. Shakur has had bad performances to people that don't really know boxing. In my opinion, the Artem fight was amazing. Very sweet science. Sweet science. But if Shakur had better pop, I understand that fight was a little bit boring. I ain't gonna lie. That fight was boring. But it was one of his best fights. Now, the De Los Santos fight, I hate that fight so much. I don't like it at all. But the Artem fight isn't as bad, in my opinion. But this Tank fight versus Frank Martin fight was so good to me because it was the way he was just taking shots. I thought he was gonna lose in round two, but we're gonna go look back at it. So Gervonta Tank Davis, one of the best at 135, the best at 130 to 140, if you want to be honest. Tank absorbed a lot of punches versus Frank Martin. This whole fight was basically Tank taking shots in the beginning of the fight. From rounds 1 to 3, he was just taking and then collecting data. When Frank started to get fatigued, he started to run around into the corner, run into shots. And then you'll see by the knockout how Tank was able to set him up and put him in the corner. Tank is not only a power puncher, he's a very defensive and a very strong IQ fighter. Tank, in my opinion, is one of the most skilled fighter, and I honestly don't see him losing to anyone. If I'm being so honest, I don't see him. The only person I probably see him losing to is Shakur or Tio. But Tio, I don't know sometimes. But Tank is definitely up there with the greats. Him, Tank has that style where that Mike Tyson s style where he like take punches and then moves his head. You never like Tank doesn't have a specific style. When he fights, he just collects as much data and fights and adjusts the way he's supposed to because he has that good IQ. And you see him now put him in the corner. He knocks him down in round number 8. He keeps him in the corner because Frank kept going in the corner. He was scared of Tank's power. So that's how Tank was able to. Now we're going to look at some highlights of my favorite fight from both of them. Honestly, the fights I seen were the first fights I've seen on them was Jamel Herring versus Shakur. That's his best fight in my opinion. The Jamel Herring and the what's it called? The Jamel Herring and Oscar Valdez fights were my favorite. But the Yoshino fight, I had to add that because that's Shakur being aggressive and a good fighter. He's a good fighter, all of his fights. So we're gonna look at the first fights I've seen. I'm not gonna talk now. Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson has fast twitch-like reflexes in this fight. In my opinion, I've studied this fight a lot. This is my favorite Shakur Stevenson fight. He shows how defensive he is, and if Shakur is this aggressive, in my opinion, no one can beat him if he's this aggressive because he already has the defense. But Tank is different also. I can't see neither one of them losing for real because it's Shakur's defense, but Tank is something dangerous. But if Shakur comes like this, he might give Tank some problems. But will Shakur have the chin and the endurance for this? This is 130-pound Shakur. Shakur at 135, in my opinion, isn't this anymore. He needs to go back to being like a Pretty Boy Floyd-esque fighter. I think he became money made too early in his career and should have stayed to this type of style. Now this is Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz. This fight was the first Tank fight I've seen the highlights of. But the Mario Barrios fight was the first fight I've seen pay-per-view. I've actually seen the fight. But Gervonta Davis in this fight, he was taking a lot of heat in the beginning, throwing a lot of shots, throwing a lot of adjustment. He was adjusting to Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz was putting it on her in the beginning of the fight. But you could see Tank was neutralizing Leo Santa Cruz, and he was young in this fight. He was 26 years old. He wasn't as IQ. He didn't have as much IQ, but he was still a great fighter, and he knew what he was doing. Tank was in control, but Leo Santa Cruz was firing back. He wasn't backing down. Now Tank, boom, throws a nice hand. But people don't know, Tank knocked Leo Santa Cruz out in the orthodox position. You'll see right here, boom! Oh my, a fast uppercut, boom. Left hand. Now, as you can see, it's backwards, but Tank is dangerous. Okay, chat, so, oh shit. I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of enjoying making this video. It's probably one of my most entertaining vids. Like, I really love making this vid, because I really know a lot about this. But Gervonta Davis, that Leo Santa Cruz fight, I ain't gonna lie. That's like the first fight. That fight was like the first Tank fight I've ever seen. The first Tank fight I stayed up and watched was Mario Barrios. So that's very nostalgic. But Tank was losing the rounds in that fight. He was losing bad on score. Well, he wasn't losing bad. It was pretty back and forth. Tank was getting frustrated, and then caught him with a nice overhand. So it's all this is inverted. That's not how they actually fight. It's like turned around, and Tank was in the orthodox stance. Leo threw the same shot 3 times. Move out the way. Boom! Right there. I don't know if it was a left or right. I'm about to look back on it. But that fight right there. That was a good fight. I really like the down to the outfits and everything. Now the Shakur versus Jamel fight. Shakur is so aggressive that fight. I really love that fight also. Due to the fact Shakur was in there and getting his groove. He was boxing. He was like being mad aggressive, throwing the shots, jab, 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 jab. Everything was behind the jab. He was being aggressive. Jamel didn't know what to do. Shakur was being aggressive. Do the jab, like double hook, and then stopped him with a combination. That was just perfect combination also. So yeah, then we're gonna look at the last fights. Then I'll give my prediction. I'm gonna give the Instagram poll prediction right here. Now the final fights. Shakur Stevenson versus Yoshino. This fight was heaven. He was throwing all the combinations, landing on this small dude. Shakur was outboxing him. Look at this replay right here. Just wait for this replay. I'm telling y'all right now, this is the best Shakur I've seen. The most aggressive Shakur since the Oscar Valdez fight. In the southpaw stance too. Shakur was a bad MF in this fight. He was supposed to fight Devin. I would love to see the Shakur come out against Tank, because I want to see how Tank and Shakur would bang it out. I ain't gonna lie, this is probably the best fight at 135 if this Shakur shows up. I'm telling you right now. Look at this combination. Boom, throw that. Boom, boom, boom. Oh my God, stops him. Shakur has more power than Devin Haney in my opinion. More power than Devin Haney, but his hands just so like his hands are brittle or something. But he has that boom, boom. Oh my God, turned his neck around, bro. Telling you right now, this fight against Tank, if this Shakur comes up, bro, this is gonna be a 50-50 fight. I'm telling. And now this is this Tank versus that Shakur right here. Oh my God, this is my favorite Tank fight. This is the Frank Martin fight. This is my favorite Tank fight for the reasons Tank was really like slipping all of them shots. Boom, he got caught. I ain't gonna lie, he got caught a couple times, but that's how Tank fights. Boom, through to the body. And Tank collects data he's great at collecting data. That 1-2, Like Tank doesn't have a specific style at all. Like you can't really say he has a specific style because really he really relies on adjustments. Someone like Shakur might be able to keep Tank away from them, but if Tank doesn't respect Shakur's power, that's how, in my opinion, Tank beats Shakur. And Shakur beats Tank by keeping away from his power, outboxing him. If Shakur is able to not get hit clean by Tank, I feel like Shakur might have the edge. If it goes to decision, it might be. I ain't gonna lie though. If it goes to decision, Tank can still have a chance because Tank is just as good as Shakur, IQ wise. And Tank is a dangerous fighter in my opinion. He's very dangerous. Look right here. He's just landing shots. Oh my gosh, these shots are so good because Tank knows exactly what he's doing. He has him. He made him this shot right there made that man go blind, and Tank just finished him. If it was round number 9 or 10, Tank would have stopped him, put him to sleep. Tank is probably the only man I know to make a man go blind in the ring. So Shakur, I'm telling you right now, Shakur needs to watch out for that. He does his signature backflip like always. This is going to be a firefight. I'm telling you right now. Boom! That's all she wrote. If Shakur gets land with that, if Shakur gets caught with that, we're going to have to see how Shakur reacts to it. And if he reacts good, it's going to be a great fight. I'm telling you right now. And I'm not biased towards either one of them. These are two black. Okay, so now, man, I'm telling you right now, I did a survey on Instagram. Y'all said 56% people said Tank, 36 Shakur, and 6% said a draw. My opinion, there's 3 outcomes that could come to this. In my opinion, Shakur outboxes Tank and stays away from his power. Tank sleeps Shakur. No, Tank does not respect Shakur's power and then steamrolls him like he did Frank Martin, but a little bit more. It takes him longer, probably around 11. Or Tank wins on like a split decision, like razor thin. Or Shakur could probably outbox him the whole fight. But in my opinion, I'm not betting on this fight. But I lean, in my opinion, I would say 60-40 Tank right now. We gotta see Shakur in his next fight. His hands are brittle. He was supposed to fight George Codina and he couldn't do it because he broke his hand. But that's pretty much it for today's video. I really love making this video a lot. This is probably my favorite video. I'm probably making more. There's 3 videos I'm thinking about doing Dimitri Bivol versus Arthur Benavidez. That fight is coming up. Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez. And probably Earl Spence versus Pandora. Yeah, that's it for today's video. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. I'm back, baby. Back making videos. Try my best to make a whole bunch of videos. And yeah, peace out. Stay tuned for the next one. I'm out. Peace.